There's an inheritance nobody talks about. It's not money, it's not personality, it's not eye color, it's nervous system patterns. Someone once asked me, "Why do you focus on parents instead of kids?" Because children don't create the emotional climate at home, they adapt to it. I was raised by great parents. They were loving, hardworking, and devoted. But my house had an emotional weather system, and that weather system was sometimes stress and anxiety, not dramatic stress and anxiety, nothing chaotic, but the quiet kind where the air felt slightly charged, where I could sense when something was about to shift, when postures changed, voices tightened, energy moved when someone walked through the door. Nobody yelled a lot, no one was abusive, but my body learned early to scan, to read the room, to adjust myself, to not add to the invisible pressure. I became easy, not too loud, not too emotional, not too much. And I carried that pattern into adulthood without realizing it, into work, into relationships, into leadership, and then into parenting. I became the parent who held it all together. I looked calm, I performed steadiness on top of a nervous system that was braced. And the minute everything crystallized for me was when I saw my daughter at about 8 years old doing the same thing. That little flicker in her eyes when I walked through the door, kind of scanning and checking and deciding whether it was safe to show me her drawing. And I thought, oh, she's learning this from my body, not my words. I was saying all the right things. Oh, you can come to me and our home is safe and you don't have to manage my feelings. But my nervous system was broadcasting, stay alert, don't add to my load, manage yourself. And that's when I understood something profound. Generational patterns don't pass through language, they pass through regulation. My parents gave me what they had: love layered over an unregulated nervous system. And until I did something different, I would do the same. I had already done the insight work. I had self awareness. I had read parenting books. I'd gone to therapy. I understood my triggers. I could articulate my patterns. And generally speaking, I was feeling great about how I was doing as a mom. But insight didn't change what happened to my body at 5:30 p.m. on a Tuesday when the kids were loud and dinner was burning and someone asked the wrong question. And so that's when I realized that the missing piece actually wasn't more awareness, it was nervous system retraining. It was increasing my capacity of tolerance. It was teaching my body a new definition of safe. And when my nervous system shifted, my daughter's nervous system, my kid's nervous system shifted with it. It was that specific. It was biological. It was very real and noticeable. And so today, after working with hundreds of parents, I see the same pattern again and again. When the parent expands their nervous system capacity, the child's emotional world softens. This isn't about becoming perfect. It's about becoming regulated. It's about becoming the steady presence that your kids can relax around. If you're a devoted parent who sometimes wonders, am I passing down the very same patterns that I swore I'd break? Maybe you're not failing. Maybe you're just carrying too much for too long. I created a training called How to Become the Steady Presence Your Kids Can Relax Around and create a home that feels calm, emotionally safe, and connected in just 8 weeks, even if you've been running on stress for years. Inside, I walk you through how to stop the reactive cycle, break generational stress patterns, increase nervous system capacity, and shift the emotional climate of your home. This could be the moment the inheritance changes. Click the link and watch it because the cycle doesn't stop with more insight, it stops with regulation.